Blessings, y'all. In this corner, Boxing 24. Some of y'all don't believe what y'all see. If Tank couldn't knock out Lamont Roach in the first fight, he damn sure ain't doing it in the second fight. Lamont Roach is going to win unanimously. Peace and blessings, y'all.
Gervonta Davis might feel a bit intimidated after seeing Lamont Roach's recent training video. The footage, filmed just a few days ago at Gleason's gym in Brooklyn, shows Roach working on pad drills and movement with impressive sharpness. His combinations look tighter and cleaner, and his balance after each exchange is clearly more solid than it was during their first.
I have to come with it all. I have to do more. Obviously, just to secure the win is doing just enough to get a draw. So I have to push harder. I have to train harder. I have to be more mean. I have to be more physical. I have to do a lot. I have to do everything just a little more. And I think that will definitely put me over the hump, and I'm more than motivated to get back in there, get back in the camp, and work hard so I can secure a victory over.
The small technical adjustments are clear. He's stepping in with more purpose, resetting without drifting, and holding his ground instead of constantly moving in circles. These aren't major changes, but they show that he's made the right improvements in the right areas.
Demon, every time. Think about what I've been through, think about what I lost. Go in there and get my man.
Your biggest fear is losing. How do you bottle that feeling up right before you step into the ring?
Once Tank saw the video, and he definitely did, his camp immediately shifted its approach. According to his sparring partners, the entire team, including strength coach Lorenzo Truck Simpson, has tightened access to his training sessions. What were once occasionally open workouts are now completely closed off. No new media footage has been released, and Davis has stopped posting any training content on social media, something he used to do regularly during past camps. Sparring clips, pad work videos, and strength training snippets have all disappeared. While this change wasn't officially announced, it's clear to anyone familiar with his usual habits. Around the same time, two new sparring partners were brought in, both smaller, quick-handed pressure fighters built similarly to Roach. One of them, Baltimore-based featherweight Dorian Bostick, is known for his high output and sharp inside work. The other, a lesser-known 130-pounder from New Jersey, also uses a high-activity, short-range style. Their job is to mimic Roach's improved tactics, staying low, throwing in volume, keeping center ring control, and countering early during exchanges. Tank isn't sparring just to boost confidence. He's preparing for a...
What does the rematch look like between Lamont and Gervonta, you think?
I like Lamont in the rematch.
I think you were one of the few that kind of picked Lamont to begin with. Why was that?
I sparred with Lamont. I knew that he was a good fighter. He helped me get ready for the Oscar Valdez fight. And I knew his style, with Tank's style, what he was going to be able to bring to the table. I knew it. So,
did you really win 20 rounds?
I swear to God, on my daughter's life, I won that much money.
How different does a rematch look in your opinion, Shakur? What adjustments do you think we see from both?
Huh?
What adjustments do we see from...
In the lead up to the rematch, changes in Davis's physical preparation are becoming clear. Early morning road work has now become routine, with his camp shifting from the usual mid-morning runs to sessions that start before sunrise. According to Simpson, strength training has been focused on building endurance in the glutes, hamstrings, and calves to support sustained lateral movement and reduce fatigue in the later rounds. His cardio routine has also been adjusted. He's taking shorter rest periods between rounds and simulating longer fight stretches during sparring. All these changes suggest that Davis isn't expecting an early knockout or quick control of the fight. He's getting ready to go the full 12 rounds. This shift in approach connects directly to how...
coming up with
I
Tank
hope he
and
don't
Roach.
fight Lamont, actually. Like, I hope he don't get in the ring with me. Because at the end of the day, if he lose, it's just going to look bad on the fight with me. So gonna look like somebody else already did it. I don't
You want Tank to knock you out, yo.
I ain't even gonna lie to you.
I heard him say, like, yo, I want to fight Tank, and that's nice, but why do you want Tank to knock you out so bad? Like,
Look, that sound good. That sound real good, but she's too little.
Too little.
I promise you, too.
Roach's sharp jab late in the 9th round caused Davis to briefly take a knee. Although referee Steve Willis ruled it a slip, the punch was clean, and Roach's team hasn't forgotten that moment. They believe that if it had been scored differently, it could have changed the outcome of the fight. That moment has fueled their motivation ever since. But instead of going public with complaints, they focused on getting better.
Let's see what he working with. I'll lie to you not. After he told me, he was like, I hit him with like a clean body shot. He was like, I thought you hit harder than that. I was like, motherfucker, I thought you hit harder than that. You a knockout artist. Right. That's what I told him. I'm like, I said, I thought you hit harder than that. I said, I thought you hit harder than that. And then he was like,
Their camp has remained small and private. No media workouts, no lengthy interviews. Everything has stayed inside Gleason's gym, with a clear focus on making adjustments. Roach has reportedly been sparring 3 times a week and running at least 5 days. They've added resistance drills and anaerobic tests to track how well he recovers between rounds. The main focus is on volume and control, not on...
How many rematches have you fought? 0. What do you have to do to create enough separation where this don't happen again?
Whew, that's a good question. It's going to be based on my training camp. I have to push myself a little harder. If that didn't give me the win, and I have room. I definitely have room. I'm not going to lie, I have room.
You believe you fought the best Gervonta, or do you think you got some more gears?
100% for a fact. I think he might have some more gears, but I fought the best Gervonta that night. I don't want people to get it misconstrued or whatever, because he's a hell of a fighter, hell of an IQ, great punching power.
One key change in Roach's current training is that he's no longer backing off after every exchange. Observers at Gleason's say he's now holding the center of the ring more, using subtle pivots instead of pulling back wide. That alone could disrupt the way Davis times his counters. Roach is also throwing more body shots during sparring, unlike in the first fight, where he mostly targeted the head and allowed Davis to reset too easily between rounds. This time, his team appears to be guiding him to slow Davis down and stay active inside the pocket more consistently.
In for this Saturday night.
I rule a weekend. I rule a weekend for sure. He just doing what you have to do, trying to psych yourself out for the fight and things like that. But come off the fridge, it's all about skill versus skill, and who has the better skill that night is going to be the victorious person.
Davis, meanwhile, is training with a greater sense of urgency. His strength coach has been tracking more of his preparation than usual, though none of it has been made public. Meal planning, weight monitoring, and conditioning cycles are now being followed more strictly. People around the gym say Davis appears focused but quieter than normal, which is unusual for him. Before the first Roach fight, he held an open workout, showed up late, and barely trained during the session. That's not the case this time. He's showing up
being in there for 12.
We got decent power. We got decent power for sure. I ain't gonna say it's exaggerated. I told you I got a chin. I ain't going like that. It's just not gonna happen. But like I said, I see why he knocked people out, and I think he felt my power too. Like, I think that's what negated a lot of his shots. And once I took his best shot, I was like, oh yeah, it's time to roll.
Roach hasn't said much publicly, aside from expressing mutual respect, and Davis hasn't responded to the training video at all, but the silence speaks volumes. Roach's team clearly released the footage with purpose. They didn't try to make it go viral or push it to media outlets. They simply let it circulate among those who would recognize its significance. And based on Davis's reaction, closing. His camp, changing sparring partners, and ramping up intensity.
Have a face, no. And I ain't shitting on him or nothing like that. He can punch. But Jonathan Okendo, he's from Puerto Rico. Bro, he got bricks in his hand, bro. I lie to you not. He punch hard. I ain't gonna lie. He a hard hand motherfucker.
Roach's camp is keeping things simple. He's training in the same ring, with the same team at the same gym. There are no new faces or setups, just a stronger focus on discipline. He's not talking about revenge or making any promises, but it's clear he's working on specific skills like timing his left hook when entering, slipping inside jabs instead of stepping back and staying upright during exchanges rather than dipping into counters. These adjustments address the problems he had in March, and the fact that they're being drilled now shows his team knows exactly where he needs to improve.
Just for him to go back in there and fight Lamont. I think Lamont is a hell of a fighter. I can see that going left, so he better be on his A game.
Observers who have been following both camps notice a clear contrast. Davis is reacting, while Roach is refining his approach. That doesn't mean Davis is falling behind, but it does show he's adapting after seeing Roach's changes. In previous fights, Davis kept his own pace and didn't need to match his opponent's rhythm. But this time he seems to be preparing for a fighter who might be one step ahead in strategy. There's still time before August 16th, but the feel of this camp is already different. There's more focus, less noise, and greater structure. For Davis, this shift might be necessary, but for Roach, the steady training, quiet improvements, and technical adjustments seen in that video all suggest a fighter who knows he's close to something big.
What do you have to do to create enough separation where this don't happen to you?
Whew, it's a good question. It's going to be based on my training. I have to push myself a little harder. If that didn't give me the win, and I definitely have.
You believe you fought the best Gervonta, or do you think he got some more beats?
100% feel that. I think he might have some more beats, but I fought the best Gervonta. I don't want people to get it misconstrued or whatever, because he's a hell of an IQ, great punching power.
Tank may be feeling intimidated, not just by Lamont Roach's improvements in training, but also by how the conversation around their rematch is changing. Earlier this week, Davis posted a photo on social media that quickly caught people's attention, not because of any message or caption, but because of a noticeable change in his look. He's cut his hair, and the braids are gone. For fans, this change brought back memories of an earlier version of Davis, one known for focus, knockout power, and less controversy. However, the reasons behind the hairstyle change are more complicated than they seem.
What you talking about?
After the first fight with Roach, Davis said that his long braids caused discomfort and might have played a role in the moment during round 9 when he took a knee. Although the referee ruled it a slip, replays and the punches, placement showed a different story. Roach had landed a clean shot just before Davis went down. Since then, Davis mentioning the braids as a factor has been repeated so often that it became part of the rematch story. Now that the braids are gone, fans are watching closely to see if this marks the start of a more serious, focused Davis, or if it's just another small cosmetic change amid bigger questions.
You know, obviously the part with the grease in the eye, that took on a life of its own, you know what I'm saying? That was a headline in the fight. One is, what did you think when he said that initially, just like the grease in the eye? But two is like, when you was in the fight, was there any point that you saw that? Like, did you see like him kind of messing with his eye, or did you have any indication that that was something that was bothering him?
No, see, and that's the thing. If you look,
that change was clearly bothering him, and that's the thing. People reacted quickly. One fan simply wrote, "Braids gone." Another added, "Braids gone." Some saw it as symbolic. One commented, "Shortcut Tank back, Roach is asleep." Another encouraged, "All gas, no brakes this time, work champ." And yet another declared, "No braids, Tank is back, Roach in trouble." But the haircut alone isn't enough to change what happened in March. That performance is still being closely examined, and key voices in the sport aren't letting it go. David Benavidez, the current WBC light heavyweight champion and one of the most respected active fighters, spoke about it on the Pound for Pound podcast with Kamaru Usman and Henry Cejudo, saying honestly,
honestly, I thought I should have won, but I was being kind of obvious. But I ain't regret it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he had the white shirt out of that, the white shirt out of that. You obviously was taking me. It is what it is. I wasn't in line with it. I was in line with what I was doing.
I think I was taking control. I think I was... His opinion was blunt. They should have counted that moment as a knockdown. If they had, the fight would have gone to Lamont Roach. Roach came prepared. Benavidez also criticized Davis for his mindset going into the fight. What I didn't like about Tank was that he was hyping up Lamont Roach way too much, showing him